Well, folks, it's still cold out. Let me just show you my backyard for a second. Little path out to the chickens. Yeah, it's cold. There's still snow. But today seems like a nice day. There's chickens out. They are pooping all over my patio. That's going to need a good scrub down. And the dog's out. But otherwise, it is cold. But this is the time to do it. This is the time to refill our bee hut with just the ones that have the mason bees in them, with just the tubes with the mason bees. So I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna video it because there's too many hands involved and stuff like that, but I'm gonna get that all sorted out with just the masons, the tubes with the mason bees, and then I will show you what's left. It'll be interesting. Well, folks, I was correct. It was about 2/3. This is all the good ones. This is another third and another third that I'll have to wait and see what happens before I refill them. But I'm gonna go and reattach these. A little bit of hot glue ought to do the trick. And that's my bee hut. So fortunately, these all look like they're mason bees, and very happy about that. Hopefully we'll have some mason bees and they can take back over the hut. I hope this has been an interesting little journey for you. It has been for me. Hey, Indy. He's saying hello to the neighbors. Well, that's basically it, folks. That's our mason bee hut. So that's what's left of the mason bees. And unfortunately, not all of those are really 100% healthy, but I think the majority of them, probably 85% or higher, will hatch out this spring. And that will be wonderful because then they can find a house or rebuild in this house is usually what they do. And it'll give them a good jump start. So this is what we're hoping for. Hopefully we'll have healthy mason bees in our bee hut this spring. The nice thing about these bees is they can just sit out here in the cold. They're engineered for that. They sit out in the cold, and then I'll keep them up on the wall where they'll be dry, and they will enjoy the spring when it comes. It'll warm them up to the right temperature, and they'll know exactly when it's time to come out and start pollinating the blossoms. So that works out really well. Mason bees are pretty easy, apparently, if you can keep the other bees out of their house. They're pretty easy to take care of. They just do their thing and you let them be. Finding the right place to hold your hut, that's probably the biggest challenge. Okay, now we are going to go in and reattach them to the hut so that they won't be all loose, because right now they're like a bunch of wiggly tooths. See, that's not going to work. So we're going to reattach them. Let's do it. Okay, one of the things you have to be careful of is these are supposed to stay at cold temperatures, and if they start to warm up too soon, they'll start to hatch out. So that's why we have to do this relatively quickly. I'm also trying really hard to avoid the pods. You can see that that one is right up against the surface. So I'm going to just put the glue lightly on this one and on the outer edges. so we don't accidentally get that on that little pod, so it can take its time to hatch out properly. That one's an easy one. There's nothing anywhere near that. That one's one I've got to be careful of. All right, that's the last one. The rest we'll have to add later. This is what we've got, folks. Not a lot left, but they're looking pretty good. So we'll keep them. Well, we got it up there on the wall now. This should be enough shelter because it's under the roof. Enough shelter to keep it dry, and it will keep it cool until the bees are ready to hatch out. So you know that we got it done just in time. The sun's setting, it's starting to get cold out. Oh wait, it's always been cold. The sun's setting though, and it's getting pretty dark, but all those tubes are all in there now, and they're set for the summer. And then when we figure out what's going on with the rest of the bees, we will put the rest of those tubes in for the rest of the summer so they can add into them. There you go, all sorted out. Folks, thanks for watching our videos. Have a fantastic day.